Hi, my name is McKay. My business is Enable Social Enterprises, located in Broadmeadows. So Enable is a social enterprise, so we're a not-for-profit social enterprise, been operating since about 2013, and we provide ITAD, which is IT Asset Disposition Services, to corporates, which is decommissioning their tech, and we provide work and learning opportunities for young people with disability and migrant community, including migrant women. I started working in the 1980s. So in the 1980s, we had big hair, we had big shoulder pads, big everything, great music, was awesome. And my first job was actually a Girl Friday. So if you think about that, a Girl Friday. So Girl Friday was basically someone that did everything in the office. And what it taught me from a very young age is that the men were the executives and that the females were the assistants in that respect. So during the 80s, professions like law and accounting, maybe about 10% representation of females back in those days. Fast forward 40 years, talking about balancing the scales, we now have around about 53–54% of females in those law and accounting professions, which is amazing. Not so amazing piece is if you overlay that same argument on ASX listed CEOs in the 1980s, it was 1%. Fast forward to now, it's 10%. So based on that, on a linear graph, to balance the scales for CEOs in the ASX listed corporations, we'd probably be looking at year 2022-04 at that rate. So that begs to say there's quite a lot of work that still needs to be done in balancing the scales, and that's something that certainly I hope to see a little bit more of in my time as a CEO. To be female CEO in modern times, I think it's an achievement in its own right. I didn't, when I started my career as a Girl Friday, I never expected that would lead to being a CEO one day. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be a female leader, to be a leader, particularly in the social enterprise space, and particularly in the sustainability space as well. And I think where people and planet and Mother Earth is very important. It's great to be in a role where my leadership can touch so many impactful things. Yeah. For me, in the last 10 or 15 years where I've been involved with Hume, I think the gender balance is obvious, and it's hats off to Hume Council for that, and my representation on the committees. You can actually see that in the committee rooms where there's an equal gender balance, and I think that's important. Not just gender balance, but also having diverse and inclusive groups of people coming together to solve some deep-seated issues in Hume, long-term unemployment, employment for people with disability, employment for migrant women and men. We all need to be working together, and I think an all-inclusive and a diverse set of people brings better outcomes, and I think that's where Hume is exemplar in that respect. We choose these days to celebrate, and really it should just be a fair go for all. I mean, this is what Enable believes in. We are all about giving people a fair go, and specific to women is to break the biases, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done in breaking biases, and individuals and organisations need to work together for that to happen. You can't have just the organisation saying, let's promote women. We need the individuals involved in getting that happening. So you're training the crews, you're training the leaders of the future, and you're giving people a fair chance. Buddying systems, promote women on their own merits, yes, 100%, but also give them the platform to do so as well. I can't help but use a sporting analogy at the moment. One thing I'd love to say is kick like a girl. There's a lot of power that comes with that, and I think that women need to just be empowered and let them shine and let them show them the true selves, their skills, their aptitude, their passion. We bring a different view on the world, I think, and I think that should be well embraced. And what would the world look like if it was girl power?